We are the edge of our lives. We are the living of our new day. It's funny to be able to accept it. And I'm speaking um, from the acceptance of energy as a grounding principle to the philosophies of civilization, that domestically understanding how energy would help. I mean, okay, the concepts of energy that I propose, which is simple things like if body is water, then it's good for you. One of the reasons that drinking isn't good for you is because it takes away your ability to exchange properly, and you're screaming for life. Your body's screaming for life when you drink. It doesn't mean I drink any less. It just mean, and that's the whole point. Is that if we came up with a system is such with which exists without us following it, but to let it follow, or to let ourselves follow it, is the choice of one's life. Yes. Little things change, and if there's one concept that finds a unity in all beings, it's the concept of nature. If our real natures are energy, and I look at life differently because of it, what changes? What changes could happen from an agreement that of body energy, maybe even being a pre-concept, or really when they started realizing there was bioenergy, they really tapped into a whole new world of thinking. Now, on one level, on another level, they did nothing more than say, "Oh wow," they had talked about Tai Chi and Chi in itself, for thousands of civilized years in all history, but Chinese and Asians in general, because I'm not, long story short is, if something keeps on happening, that which doesn't change must be real. And our ability of mankind to accept his energy nature is, I mean, you can almost look at the whole God concept and religion as a preservation of focus, explaining focused energy and focused love, because that's how we explain it. What we call it love. It's focused, concentrated alignment of energy. How else would you reproduce a child? You know, and even the sexual realm. Your chakras, when you are really in love with someone, that your ecstasy is better, and and that's just, two small points. I mean, when we start being able to realize about energy and actually have a discussion about it, I also think that we're able to put in perspective a lot of trauma. Being understanding that our parents, or that the past generations, have only come so far with their consciousness. More along the reason that, the whole follow the crowd thing. But all these progressive consciousnesses, the little things that changed in our world since the 60s, and the invention of television, is coming to, where do we push ourselves next? And we don't have to push ourselves anywhere but accept nature. And through the acceptance of an empathetic justice, global, yeah. which of course starts with the self and understanding the being within. As far as being able to control oneself, if one has experienced any, it's not just your experience that matters here, right? It's what you did with it, you know. But in order to find a peaceful resolution inside your mind, a place to understand is that there's energy passing through the whole chorus universe, and we create this being. Now we get subjugated for a number of years and get trained to this subjugation as children, and then we get out of that situation, and then we go subjugate somebody else. They call it raising, but much of the time it's about dealing with the parents' lives, and which is a beautiful thing, of course. But there is no Dick and Jane story here. Everyone faces all these different problems to not only maintain a home, a car, all this fun stuff. And then you have a world market encroaching on all your heels, and the capitalists be willing to pull their heads out of their sand and say, oh, I can make more money here, and just break the whole infrastructure, you know. And whatever we've faced for the past generations, it's about seeing what we've faced and moving on. But it's also being able to see all the things from possible media hands in our latest quote unquote protest. How we've been quieted up. Because they took it to a final thing. They were like, yeah, well, we're going to make this all racial right after.
The following has been a pre-recorded announcement. Remember, this would have been an actual emergency. The system would not have worked.
10,000 people to show up on the streets of Wall Street.
Inertial calm media doesn't stand behind any of the things actually said. In fact, you can't blame it on me, and I'm not sending this to the Library of Congress. Be cool, be real, and remember to breathe.
But I don't think that you should stop the money for it. I mean, this whole equalized corporate rate is funny because they didn't do it beforehand. There's that, because the corporate government is global and outside of us. But I wanted to, I've been making videos for years, but the ideas come down where we have to help ourselves. And if all the economics and domestic problems have to move us away from our being, then we need to face them and face them as a unity, and not saying, well, here's a million different answers, go ahead and grab onto a million different things, except each of those has its own ups and downs. Well, why not a general science or a general philosophy of just mental hygiene and mental awareness? Because if we can cross the divide between the mentality and the spiritual nature, which is exercise, it's movement, it's interaction with the body. I think that we bring on the age of equality and sharing, yeah. And in that vein, I've been marching my brain, how do I take this upon myself? And I've been doing it for years, where it helps in little ways, as well as big ways, truthfully, but a lot of it just starts with diaphragmal breathing, that leads one to a path of appreciating the body. Thank you. Bye. It's an inertial call.